Between now and Election Day here on 207, we are talking to all the candidates who are on the ballot for major office in Maine. With us this evening is Ethan Alcorn. He is an independent running for Congress in Maine's 1st Congressional District. Thanks for coming in. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I'm guessing people who are watching this interview right now are saying, great majority of them, Ethan Alcorn. I've never heard of this guy. What does that say about your campaign with a month to go before Election Day?
Well, I understand that, but I think a lot of people remember who I am. I grew up in Maine. My father started a business in the 60s doing roof trusses. I know my roots are deep here. I know the 2nd District really well. They may not have heard of me, but I've run in other campaigns, and so
one way that voters get to know candidates is that candidates are out on the campaign trail.
Yep.
They're doing events, shaking hands, and so forth.
Right.
In the next week, say, how many events do you have scheduled?
So I don't have a lot of events scheduled. I have plans. I'm finishing putting out 100 signs. I'm taking my orange camper van, which I spray painted, and I'm taking that all over this southern Maine, all over the district, and I meet people on the fly right there, and I have pens and people can sign their name. This is a way for me to kind of bring two parties together. They can sign their names and sign my camper on the side, and you'll see it around. It's a giant orange.
I have seen it.
Okay.
However, putting out 100 signs in a good-sized congressional district does not seem to reflect a serious campaign.
Well, yeah, but okay, there's a lot of intersections in Maine, but if I'm putting them at key locations, so there's a lot of eyeballs that are going to be seeing those in the critical period is the next week or two, because the absentee ballots are going to be going out soon. So, or by the time this airs, they may already have been out. I don't know, but so there's that, and just being out there and all that. I think people and some media attention. I'm going on some other. Besides you.
Let's talk about some of the issues. What for you is the #1 issue in this race?
The #1 issue is the national debt. I also want to attack term limits, but the national debt affects everything. It's affecting when you devalue the dollar, you create more inflation, and that affects everybody on every level, in every area.
It's a monumental problem. We spend in the United States, the federal government spends way more than it takes in. So how would you address that imbalance? Would you raise taxes? Would you slash spending? What would you do? No,
you can't keep raising taxes on people who are already struggling. So I would just stop spending so much. I mean, the military, we're spending overseas, we're spending, we have 800 bases around the world. We could do better than that. And for I think it was $19 billion, we could fix homelessness permanently in this country. I don't believe that we can really move on or move forward as a country until all of us are okay and doing okay.
You look around the world right now and you see a lot of flashpoints. Ukraine, the Middle East, rising power in China. Is this really the time to be cutting defense spending?
I think that diplomacy is where you really need to focus. Like we could have, speaking about Ukraine, we could have brought Putin and Zelensky here to sit them down at the table and talk about things before things got out of hand. The same thing, I'm the only constitutional conservative who's talking about how we could have done better with Gaza, and I'm the only person that I know of who's on the right, supposedly. I'm not really even on the right. I'm in the middle. But both parties try to spin me both ways. But
speaking of the Constitution, let me ask you about something that you have on your blog that you wrote in August, and it's about the Second Amendment, which gives Americans the right to bear arms. And you wrote, every little thing that happens is immediately used to justify the infringement of that which shall not be infringed, the Second Amendment.
Right.
Examples, mass shootings. Do you consider the mass shooting in Lewiston, the murder of 18 people, to be a little thing?
No, of course not.
Well, this is what that's what you wrote.
I know.
Every little thing is used to justify a change in gun laws. So the murder of 18 people in Lewiston, the countless other mass killings in the United States?
It's horrible. It's terrible, and it's tragic that it happens. But as soon as it did happen, everyone was saying, or everyone on the left at least was saying, we got to take away the guns, we got to do this. So it's horrible, but you got to have, would you rather have peaceful slavery or dangerous freedom? And so the Second Amendment is there, it's a symbolic for freedom and for, to fight back against a tyrannical government. I mean, all you have to do is look at Hitler, Mao, Stalin, all these who have taken the guns, and then all heck breaks loose. So, but even though like I say, it's tragic, it's not just about hunting and self-protection. And these are terrible things when they happen. Absolutely, it's horrible. But we have to not lose our minds when something like that happens and take away all the guns. And I think it's a slippery slope when you start doing more infringements, and we just have to live with, it's dangerous freedom, unfortunately.
Right. Got to leave it there. That has to be the last word.
Okay.
Ethan Alcorn, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much.
If you would like more information on the candidacy of Ethan Alcorn running for Congress in Maine's 1st District, just head to the 207 section of our New Center Maine app or website and stick around. We'll return right after this.